Hunter Classic Champion 2015, the captain, Alistair Carter.
Ali Carter, born 25 July 1979, is an English professional snooker player. He has twice been a World Championship finalist in 2008 and 2012, losing both finals to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He has won 5 ranking titles and briefly reached number 2 in the world rankings in 2010. His nickname, the Captain, comes from his hobby of piloting aeroplanes. Career: Carter turned professional in 1996. He first emerged in 1999, winning the World Professional Billiards and Snooker Association Young Player of the Year award after winning the Benson and Hedges Championship in 1999. This earned him a wild card place in the Masters. He also reached the semi-finals of the 1999 Grand Prix. It was 8 years before he reached another ranking semi-final, the 2007 Malta Cup. He reached the last 16 second round of the World Championship in 2005 after scoring the first 10-0 victory in the event since 1993 against 1993 semi-finalist James Watana in qualifying. At the 2007 World Championship, he beat Andy Hicks in the first round, 10-4, before beating world number 1 and 7-time champion Stephen Hendry 13-6 to reach his first World Championship quarterfinal and guarantee a place in the top 16. Carter scored his first 147 break on 29 April 2008 at the World Championship, one day after Ronnie O'Sullivan had made one in the same tournament. This made Carter the 6th man to achieve this feat at the Crucible, the 8th made there, as O'Sullivan had previously achieved it 3 times, and the first to have done so without previously winning a tournament. It is the first time 2 147s have been made in the same event. In the 2008-9 season, Carter reached the semi-final stage on 3 occasions. He progressed to the semi-finals of the season's first ranking event, the 2008 Northern Ireland Trophy, before losing 5-6 to O'Sullivan, having led 5-4. After 13 years as a professional, Carter defeated the likes of Jimmy White, Graham Dott, Shaun Murphy, Anthony Hamilton, and Joe Swale to finally win his first ranking tournament, the 2009 Welsh Open. He made a slow start to the 2009-10 season, losing 0-5 to Liang Wenbo in the last 16 of the Shanghai Masters and losing in the first round at the Grand Prix, before reaching the quarter-finals of the UK Championship. As the defending champion at the Welsh Open, he progressed to the final but was beaten by John Higgins, the reigning world champion at the time. Carter won the 2010 Shanghai Masters. He had to recover from 1-4 down in the quarter-final to defeat Matthew Stevens 5-4, Stevens missing the final black off its spot in the deciding frame. He then won 6 frames in a row from 0-2 down to beat Mark Selby 6-2, and edged past qualifier Jamie Burnett 10-7 in the final. The following events were not very successful for Carter, as he was eliminated in the last 32 of the World Open by Mark Williams 1-3. He suffered an early exit against the young talent Mark Joyce in the first round of the UK Championship, and also lost his first round match of the 2011 Masters against Peter Ebdon by 5-6. 2011-12 season. Carter's 2011-12 season got off to a poor start as he exited the first 2 ranking events of the year, the Australian Goldfields Open and the Shanghai Masters, in the first round. At the UK Championships he defeated Robert Milkins, but then lost 2-6 to Mark Allen in the last 16. 2013-14 season. Carter at the 2013 German Masters. Carter began the season in less than auspicious form as he lost in the first round of both the Wuxi Classic and Australian Goldfields Open. He won his first match in a ranking event of the season by beating Robert Milkins 5-4 in the Shanghai Masters and then whitewashed Stephen Maguire 5-0 to advance to the quarter-finals. He played John Higgins and at 1-4 down threatened a comeback by winning 2 frames but lost the next to exit the tournament, losing 3-5. Carter won through to the 3rd round of the Wuxi Classic before being edged out 5-4 by David Morris in the last 16. After his first round loss to Mark Davis in the Shanghai Masters, he was forced to withdraw from the next 2 ranking events due to health problems documented below. He returned for the UK Championship and dropped just one frame in his opening 2 matches before losing 3-6 to Graham. Carter dropped out of the top 16 in the world rankings during the year to miss out on playing in the Masters for the first time since 2006. 2014-15 season. Carter missed the start of the 2014-15 season due to receiving treatment for a recurrence of testicular cancer metastasizing to his lung. He returned in October at the non-ranking General Cup and won the title by defeating Shaun Murphy 7-6 in the final. His first match back in a ranking event was a 5-6 loss to Jean Under in the opening round of the UK Championship. Carter had a comprehensive 10-5 win over Alan McManus in the first round of the World Championship, which began with a 127 break, before once again losing to Robertson in the next round, this time 5-13. His ranking was now no longer frozen, and with him dropping down to world number 29, he set a goal to reclaim his top 16 ranking next season. 2015 Paul Hunter Classic. Carter won the Paul Hunter Classic by defeating Shaun Murphy 4-3 in the final with a 95 break in the deciding frame, after a spirited fight back from Murphy to level it from 1-3 down. It was Carter's maiden European Tour title and his first ranking title since beating cancer. The win was especially fitting as the player it was named after, Paul Hunter, died of cancer in 2006. 2016-17 season. Carter whitewashed John Higgins 5-0 in the quarterfinals of the World Open and swept past Thepchaiya Unnu 6-1 to play Joe Perry in the final. He completed a 10-8 win to take his 4th ranking title, as well as regaining his place in the elite top 16. At the Shanghai Masters, he lost 1-5 in the quarterfinals to Stuart Bingham. 2017-18 season. Carter was a consistent performer in the 2017-18 season. He began by reaching the semi-finals of the China Championship, losing 4-6 to Shaun Murphy. He also reached the quarterfinals of the International Championship after beating Jamie Barrett, Stephen Maguire, and Shaun Murphy. In the quarterfinal, Carter forced a decider after trailing 3-5 to Martin Gould, but eventually lost 5-6. At the World Snooker Championship, he advanced to the quarterfinals after beating Graham and Ronnie O'Sullivan. He eventually lost 8-13 to Mark Williams. 2018-19 season. In October, Carter reached the quarterfinals of the English Open after wins over Rory McLeod, Luca Bressel, Matthew Selt, and Daniel Wells, before losing 2-5 to Stuart Bingham. He then reached the quarterfinals of another ranking event, this time at the International Championship, but was whitewashed by Mark Allen 6-0. The best result of the season for Carter came in the World Grand Prix in February. He defeated Martin O'Donnell, Mark Allen, David Gilbert, and Cheo Gordon to reach the final, but eventually lost 6-10 to Judd Trump. 2019-20 season. Carter took part in the 2020 Dafabet Masters, despite being ranked 17th, as a result of Ronnie O'Sullivan not wishing to compete. He reached the final for the first time in his career. His opponent was Stuart Bingham. Carter trailed 3-5 at the end of the first session, but then won the first 4 frames in the second session to take a lead of 7-5. Bingham responded well though and took the next 4 frames to be 1 frame away from victory, then eventually won 10-8. Immediately after the Masters, Carter also reached the semi-finals of the European Masters, but lost 1-6 to Neil Robertson. Personal life. Carter was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2003. He has partly controlled this by limiting dairy and wheat in his diet. It was announced on 1 July 2013 that Carter had been diagnosed with testicular cancer. He had surgery a day later and was advised to rest for a month. On 19 July 2013, he reported on his Twitter page that he had received the all-clear and would resume his career at the Shanghai Masters in September. He stated in April 2014 that he would have chosen to take a break from snooker for 6 to 12 months, but this had not been possible as he needed to regain his place in the top 16 of the world rankings. World Snooker announced that Carter had been diagnosed with cancer in his lung and would be taking a break from the sport to receive a course of intensive chemotherapy. In August 2014, he successfully completed treatment for this secondary tumor metastatic recurrence of the testicular cancer, including surgery, and returned to the World Snooker Tour in October at the General Cup, which he won.